What up? So it's been a minute. Figured I'd make another video. I've been working like 60 to 70 hours a week. So 14-hour days, 16-hour days. It's been rough. So what I'm going to talk about today in this video is the Magnum Xl T56. I have it in this car. I got rid of the MT82. Because I felt that it wasn't going to be able to handle the power and the abuse that I was going to put through this car. Well, many have had no problems at 800 horsepower with an MT82. I wasn't trying to risk it. So I went ahead and went through JPC. So my opinion, if you want a complete where it comes with everything you need comes with it, is go through JPC for the complete conversion. X just went by. Pretty nice car. But that's the kit that I have on this. So the gearing on my transmission, I ended up getting the 297 ratio, where it's first gear is a 297, second gear is a 207, third gear is a 143, fourth is 1:1, fifth is 0.80, and sixth is 0.62. I have 373 final drive. Now, if you're all motor and you want to go to Magnum, I would probably go with like 410s to 430 gears if you're going to be all motor. That way you get a closer resemblance of what to try to match the gearing of the MT82 to get it as close as possible. Because my first gear is like 50 mile an hour, but I'm a turbo car, so you know the longer gears are better for me. My fifth gear tops out at 185. We have used sixth gear once. Speedo is buried past 160, obviously. But I was in sixth for probably, I don't know, 5-6 seconds. So I was probably pretty close to 200 mile an hour. If not, I might have passed 200 mile an hour. So this car moves. It's good for the Texas mile. So we went through JPC, and then you're all, bam, look at that. Just got done washing it too. Cleaning it up for the weekend. We got some cars and coffee and stuff going on this weekend. So I went through JPC. We did a bunch of online research and kits and everything else. And right around 6,000, 6,100, it was shipped to my work because it was considered commercial, so you can save some money on shipping. But this kit comes with the standard Magnum Xl T56, the Tremec shifter that comes with it. The kit comes with the SFI bell housing for the Coyote. And it comes with the drive shaft shop, aluminum drive shaft, one piece. It comes with the calibration box, you know, for your Speedo to work properly. It comes with the sensors and stuff for the your reverse lights for your trigger. It does come with the reverse lockout, which I opted out not to use because I didn't want to try to wire it into the brake or anything else to activate it or switch. So pretty much it's a little rough getting in reverse. I just have to push through the springs in the gate for the lockout. It comes with the transmission mount, the transmission cross member. Let's see, what else did it come with? Came with the Flywheel and Clutch package. They have many different options available. The options I picked was the McLeod lightened steel flywheel. Probably should have went with the aluminum, but I wanted the steel for the better inertia. For the turbo buildup, in my opinion, for get up and go, if I was to drag race it, but I'm obviously not going to drag race this car. So if I ever have to replace it, I'm going to go with their light and steel, or the aluminum, pretty much. I got the light and steel, my bad. I'm going to get the aluminum with the friction plate. And the clutch I picked was the McLeod RXT HD. It holds over 1,000 foot-pounds. 1,000 horsepower clutch. It's twin plate. It's a real nice clutch. The Street Manners, I got 2,800 miles on it right now. I think almost 28. The Street Manners are real good with it. I've had no issues with the clutch, no engagement, but I can't stress enough proper clutch break-in. I've read stories where people all fuck McLeod and all of this shit because it slips or it doesn't work. Look, I am making over 1,000 horsepower with the crank, and I am putting down well over probably close right now to probably 800 foot-pounds torque. All right. The dyno, when we dynoed this car, dynoed on it was like 96 degrees in the shop, 40% humidity on 17 pounds. It made 834 and 739 torque. Right now we're on 19 pounds, and it's cool as shit out. So I'm probably making close to 900 to the wheels and close to 800 torque to the wheels. So the clutch doesn't slip. I'm getting no slip whatsoever on the clutch. So what I did is the first 600 miles of its life, I had a little bit of highway driving because I had to go some places, but mostly it was city driving. I took the city everywhere, stop and go, because you need like, I don't know, I think it's like 1,200 clutch cycles. So every gear, stop and go, downshifted every gear just to get that mating surface, to get them all seated and faced properly for the best holding capacity. It sucked, you know, for 600 miles. You got to basically drive it like an old man, but the clutch is broken in properly, it's seated properly, and I'm getting no slip whatsoever at all. It can be a little hectic from a start because there's no springs in these hubs. So it's kind of, the car can jerk a little bit, or you might trip the tires going, but it's great. But I can't stress clutch break-in, period. And if you're going to do a clutch, like what I did with this conversion kit, I went ahead and also got the stainless steel clutch line upgrade, and I got a new slave cylinder, hydraulic throttle bearing. I was not going to reuse the stock one. You got everything out, you might as well replace it. I also got a new pilot bearing. If you're going to do it, get the pilot bearings. I got it from JBC as well. But literally this kit drops in the car, everything's direct bolt in, and there's no issues. The clearances are tight, not gonna lie. There is some like areas where you're like, man, is this gonna fit? But it fits. And that one-piece drive shaft, it's so beautiful, just amazing little drive shaft. The street manners of this transmission with these gears and the turbo kit is phenomenal. I mean, I got no problems with it whatsoever. Smooth as glass. The shifting is tight. I've had people, you know, sit in the car and go through the gears, and they're like, this is ridiculous how short this is. The one thing I do want to try is I like MGW. They make some good shifters. They make one for this transmission, and it's supposed to be a 30% reduction in throw compared to the Tremec shifter that's on it now. So, hey, MGW, if you're hearing me out there, man, you know, toss me a shifter, you know what I'm saying? Let me try it out. I'll let you know. But the Tremec shifter that comes with it, it's great. I mean, I slam gears all day long. There's no miss. I never miss a gear. I've never missed a gear in this car whatsoever. Don't matter what I'm doing, sideways, forward, upshifting, downshifting, it don't matter. I've never missed a gear. The shifter literally locks in gear. The springs that are in this shifter literally position you into the gates. They line you up. It's fantastic. I can palm shift this car. I ain't got to physically grab it and move it into gear. So the only thing that some people might not like at first is the shifter is kind of positioned to the left, to the driver's side. So what I'll do is I'm going to start a different video here, and I'll show you here in a second. Alright, so here we're in the car. So this is the shift ball that comes with it. It's pretty cool. I like it. It's a good shift ball, and you can see how short this shifter is. I mean, this thing is definitely, you know, short compared to what was in this car. But if you look, this is neutral, and you can see the shifter's over to the left a little bit because the actual housing, instead of it being straight, it's cocked like this, the shifter housing, to bring it more towards the driver's side. So let's do this. First gear, second gear, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and then see reverse. You have to physically push it over and up, and then you'll see when it pops out. That is the reverse lockout. You have to literally, it's like a GM standard lockout, so you got to physically push it over or push through it. But it's pretty much how it sits in here. So it is a little close. I did have to modify the under this. I had to cut part of the rubber boot that goes over the stock shifter. I had to slice it a little bit to give this the room so it can sit properly and not bind up over here on this and kind of push this up like it was at first. So now it's, you know, nice and free. But I mean, look at this. It's, I mean, you can't, these springs are so tight in this shifter. I mean, this is me just freehanding it in neutral. I mean, you got to physically grab it, but look at that. There's no play like the stock shifter. I mean, look at that. I mean, I'm like, that's me pushing against the springs, but just regular neutral, I mean, I'm putting some force on it right now. It doesn't move. And the same thing back and forth. Like, that's starting to go. That's in fourth right there, and then that's neutral. And that's third, fourth. So it's a great shifter. I like the springs, I like how it is, but I'd like to try the MGW. So that's my opinions on the Magnum. I think it's the greatest trans that I've had yet. I've used the T5, T45, 3650, TKO 500 I've used. I've been in cars with them. GM T56, T56 from the Cobras, and the TR6060 I've driven. And in my opinion, this Magnum is the best one I've used so far yet. Now, it does resemble the TR6060. You can go on Tremec's website, and they actually have comparison write-ups, articles on comparing the two. Technically, it is a TR6060 with some upgrades. They are identical, but it's got a different tail shaft housing. You're able to change out the bell housings and stuff like that. It's not a remote mount shifter like the TR6060, but literally the transmissions are pretty much identical, but the Magnum has different ratios and stuff like that in it. So that's why a lot of people they try to find a used TR6060 and put it in. But in my opinion, the direct mount on the trans shifter is the best way to go, and the Magnum just surpasses that, and it's amazing. Plus, it's 26 spline input shaft, 31 spline output shaft, so it's nice and strong. The trans is rated for 700 foot-pounds of torque. I'm well past that, and this thing is not giving up. It is just taking the beating. So again, if you have any concerns or questions, you can message me on here, or you can just straight up hit up JPC Racing, and pull up their kits. They got proven kits for automatics, manuals, for all the cars. I mean, they got everything that you need to drop this in and go. I mean, their customer service was great, sales time was great, the shipping was great, the packaging was phenomenal, and the install and help with figuring everything out was it was A1. JPC for the win. If I need something else that I'm going to do, I'm definitely going to hit them up, because their customer service has been next to none since I got this thing. So I'm not sure what the next video is going to be. Maybe I'll do one on the engine. We'll talk about that one maybe in the next one I make. But until next time, guys. All right, peace.